All right. Well, one, I definitely meant for my hair to be a different type of way. But if you follow me on Instagram, you already know it was a massive fail. It started off really well. And then by the time it was time to film, she turned out like this. Like, we had some cute curls going on and everything. And then it just stopped. So we're not loving the hair. I definitely wanted it to be more 70s theme for you guys, but it's fine. But you're also not here for me to bitch about my hair. So let's get into the real purpose of this video. And that is for that 70s collection from Buffbunny Collection. That is the next launch coming up for July 2nd at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, immediately, everyone's got a lot of different opinions about this collection, which is totally fine. I mentioned this almost every single launch, and I think the thing that we're starting to notice with Buffbunny Collection is it's not just about bringing back the same things or anything like that. It's about bringing something different every single collection as much as possible. Obviously, you'll always keep your staples and, you know, the ones that are like an all-time customer favorite in like a different color, print, etc. But I feel like for this one in specific, they really took the risk, if you want to say that, when it comes to a lot of new pieces. I feel like this is the first launch in a hot minute that we've seen a lot of new pieces that we haven't seen before, where previously I feel like it's been a lot of, you know, some new pieces, but a lot of just, again, stable pieces in new colors and patterns. So I think that's number one thing that I really noticed when getting the preview of this collection. And so with that though, these colors are not going to be for everybody, and that is also okay. It's a friendly reminder to everyone that not every collection you have to be crazy about or want to buy from. That A, gives you a break for your wallet, and B, I think is the point, is to cater to a lot of different demographics that are shopping with Buffbunny Collection nowadays. And so, yeah, lots of things to talk about. I'm not gonna say this is like my all-time favorite launch. There's definitely a lot of few ones where I'm like, I love everything. There's definitely things that I don't like from this, so don't get me wrong or anything like that. So we are going to dive into my usual details when it comes to sizing, fit, colors, my overall thoughts, all that good stuff that you can always expect from my videos. But if this is your guys' first time tuning in, first of all, hi, hello. My name is Gabrielle Talvo, but you can call me Gabs, and I'm very well known for my in-depth reviews just like this one today when it comes to Buffbunny Collection. Although I am a sponsored athlete, don't get it twisted. I will tell you exactly how I feel, and that again is something that I'm known for, is that I am not afraid to share my opinion on things. Because at the end of the day, if I'm not honest with you guys get something that you had false hopes on, and then it just, no one wins, you know? I think also too, something to remember is, as much as I might like something, you might not like it, and the way that it might fit on my body might be different for you. And so I really try my best to describe it so that any body type can really relate to what I'm saying and figure out if it is meant for them or not. So I do my very best, always open to feedback. My Discord family, which is free by the way if you guys want to join, is really good at giving me feedback and kind of letting me know what they want to see more of and all that good stuff. And they also get a preview of things before my Instagram family does, or you guys on YouTube, obviously. So if you guys want to join over there to just chat about collections, chat about other things too, we've been talking about like Amazon things and stuff like that, you guys can definitely go ahead and join through the description in the box below. That sounded really awkward, but you know what I'm saying. And as always, I do have a free PDF to go along with this YouTube video. It is very complimentary to this video. It's kind of nice to kind of follow along that way. We usually release one version kind of right away, and then we updated it later on once we get more information or more pricing and stuff like that. So there is two versions that kind of go out there, but if you guys want to get your hands on the one. Hello? Oh, sorry, Cash is the king of interrupting absolutely everything. So don't mind him. I also don't have my mic usually because it's dead, and I was like, well, I need to film this video. So anyways, if you guys want the free PDF, you guys can go ahead and download that through, again, the description box down below, and that'll give you just a little bit more of like complimentary notes to what I am saying here in this video, condense my thoughts, my sizes that I go with, and all that good stuff. I also have extra photos in there as well, just because I try not to overwhelm the screen too much. So if it's not on the screen, it usually is in that PDF. With that being said, if I don't verbally say things, it's usually on the screen. So there's literally all 100 ways to find out what I think about something through either the PDF, on the screen, or hearing me talk about it. I also do some follow-up questions over my Instagram stories. So if you guys want to check my Instagram out, I will save that all under a highlight. And again, I am pretty active during the week of the launch to answer any last-minute questions or any other comparisons that you guys want. So I think that's all the housekeeping. I don't know when I'll ever have to stop housekeeping because I feel like there's always a new Gabfam. So if you guys are new to the Gabfam community, welcome. Happy to have you here, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video. So sorry, last but not least, what I will say is that if you guys want to support me directly, you guys can always use the code GABS at checkout. There's two different ways that you can add that code, and of course, you absolutely don't have to. Unfortunately, it does not give you a discount or anything like that. It simply just tells the company that, hey, Gabs helped me out. I like Gabs as an athlete, whatever that might be, and I do get a small commission from it. So I do want to be fully transparent in that. But again, as I said in the beginning, that does not defer me from giving my honest and real opinions, okay? So just putting it out there. So with that being said, let's dive right into this collection. So that 70s collection, obviously you can already think of the color palette, and instantly when I look for backdrops like this one, it came in a 2-pack, the colors were there. Unfortunately, I'm too young to appreciate a lot of the 70s. I'm learning a little bit as I Google more things so that I could really get into this vibe. But I think some of you guys who are really into, you know, that 70s show and stuff like that will really appreciate this collection and just the names, the colors and everything like that, even if you might not actually like the pieces themselves. So we will start with the main fabrics you are going to see in this collection, as I always like to do. And that is going to be the Newbie fabric and the Nimbus fabric and Elysium fabric. If it's not one of those three, I do list down the percentage breakdown on the screen for you and kind of tell you what it resembles the most. So look out on the screen and in the PDF for that. All right, now let's move on to colors from this collection. So we have a lot of pinks, oranges, yellow, greens for sure. Got some browns in there as well as some like off-white kind of colors. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe that you can go with. So here is the full color palette here as well as the patterns. I am not a fan of patterns whatsoever at all. That is why I specifically said if I were to get any patterns, I would like it on a scrunchie and a scrunchie only, just so that I can show you guys what it looks like in real life. But other than that, I did not want any of my shorts, any of my bras to be in the pattern because it was just no bueno for me. Again, it might be for you, but not for me personally. I just don't think I can get over the fact that it really does look like an old school tablecloth or a couch, wallpaper, all that stuff, and I just can't imagine wearing it myself. I mean, this alone, like this jacquard floral, is like kind of pushing it, you know what I mean? So we'll talk about that more later on. But yeah, so this is the color palette. I think a lot of people are into the more nudes and the browns. The pink has definitely gotten a lot of great response, so I think the pink is going to be an all-star for sure. Okay, so let's start with the Inline Seamless Sports Bra. So when I saw that seamless was coming back, I was like, okay, I get it. We've been seeing a lot of seamless kind of coming back to Buffbunny Collection. So we are seeing another new one, and that is again the Inline Seamless Sports Bra that will be coming out in the Olivia Olive, the Jean Genie, the Salsa Red, and Onyx Black. It is a nylon polyester spandex blend and a light to medium support. It also has open work front detail and a racer back. So this one I actually don't mind, just like the other one from the Most Wanted collection. I do find that I like the detailing a little bit as it just adds a little some, but there's a lot of clavage, I will be very honest with you. So just be mindful of that, but overall it's very comfortable, nothing like amazing or crazy. It's just like a comfortable racer back style kind of bra. This seamless material does feel very similar to previous ones that we've seen. The bras fit very similar in my opinion. However, when we get to the leggings, I will say that it fit a little bit differently. But again, we'll talk about that more in the leggings. So that is the Inline Seamless Sports Bra. On the screen right now, you guys are seeing a comparison of the one that was previously launched in the Most Wanted. Right, next we are seeing the Rosa Sports Bra V2. We have seen her come up many times before, and that one is coming back in this new like checkered kind of pattern that we haven't seen before. So we have black Formula One and red Formula One. Very much reminds me of like a race car situation with the checkers. So that is exactly what it looks like, and that's what you can kind of expect. I don't personally have the Rosa Sports Bra V2 on me. I decided to opt out from this one. However, I can only assume it fits the exact same, as no other notes were provided that it would fit any different at all. So if you guys love this Rosa Sports Bra V2 or would like the matching set of the Formula One colors and pattern, then you guys can go ahead and opt in for the Rosa Sports Bra V2. It is the only bra that this pattern is coming in, as well as the Rebel leggings. Those are the only pieces that will be having this Formula One kind of situation. Next, we have the Flower Power Sports Bra, which is the one that I'm wearing right here. Very, very similar to the Geo Sports Bra with very minor differences in them. The fabric will be the first thing. So this is actually made of a jacquard fabric, which means that this pattern is actually woven in to the fabric, so it's not printed on or anything like that. So that is number number one difference. There's a little bit of different detailing on the back there. What I really appreciated with this one is that the little metal clasp in the back that connects all the little lines is actually in the shape of a flower, which I thought was a really cute touch. This also does come with extra extenders, just like the Geo Sports Bra does. So this definitely is number 2 when it comes to the most supportive sports bra. The only reason it's not number 1 is because the Geo Sports Bra will always be number 1 in my books when it comes to the most supportive Buffbunny Collection sports bra. You get a little bit more compression with the jacquard material, but not anything crazy. I will also mention that I feel like the jacquard material in general is just so heavy that I just don't know how breathable it would be working out. My workouts lately have not been intense enough to be sweating a whole lot or anything to really know, but just from previous experience of the other jacquard fabrics that we've seen with Buffbunny Collection, they are a little bit more dense and so they aren't as breathable as other fabrics, so just keep that in mind. Even when I was taking the jacquard pieces out of their package, I instantly said, like, these are heavy. We'll talk more about this in the leggings as well, but for the sports bra, you might be okay. I definitely wouldn't say that they're very sweat wicking at all either, just because again of that jacquard fabric, but there are activewear obviously, so you can still wear them for your activewear activities or for your active activities, but just again keep that in mind if you are someone who is very picky about your clothing being breathable when you're working out and stuff like that. I'm not saying you can't work out in this, like I said, it's just be mindful of like how much sweater you can maybe get or like how warm you could get wearing this fabric. The jacquard is a nylon and spandex blend as well. Since we just chatted about the Geo Sports Bra, we might as well transition into the Geo Sports Bra, and this has been my number 1 bra since it came out, and I truly just think it's one of the best supporting and coverage bras that Buffbunny Collection has ever created, and so I'm glad that it continues to come back in different colors, different patterns, because it truly is amazing whether you are a part of the BTC or you are on the smaller side. Again, it's just perfect for both coverage and support. Side note, you guys will hear me talk about supporting coverage, and to kind of reiterate, when I talk about support, I mean like literally support, like locked in loaded situation. When I talk about coverage, I mean more so like just covering the surface area. So just keep that in mind as I'm talking about it so you kind of know what I'm referencing to. But again, the Geo Sports Bra definitely takes the cake for both things. So the biggest difference between this one that I'm wearing here and the Geo Sports Bra, again, is very minor detailing in the back as well as the material. The Geo Sports Bras are made of that Newbury fabric, which is that super buttery, soft, and breathable material that Buffbunny Collection created. And so if you're a huge fan of the Newbury fabric, then you will definitely want to opt in for that Geo Sports Bra, especially if you don't want the pattern ones and you want some solid colors. There's definitely a couple options for you guys in there. I definitely would say that depending on the size that you go with, you will get anywhere from a medium to high support from the Geo Sports Bra. When it comes to the Geo Sports Bra, I'm someone who opts in for more of the support and the coverage just because I am a true large in a lot of their sports bras. Lately I've been a kind of like a marge because I've been a little bit of a medium, a little bit of a large depending on the bra and depending what I want to use that bra for. So kind of interchangeable. I know it can get a little confusing, but so far everyone kind of understands why I go with medium sometimes or why I go with large. So personally for me, for this one and even the Geo Sports Bra, I did go ahead and opt in for a medium just because I feel like the one thing that I noticed with the large is I get nice coverage. However, it gets really loose around the rib cage, so I opt in for the medium most times. And then what's nice about this bra specifically and the Geo one is that because it has those clasps on the back to kind of adjust how tight it is around the rib cage, plus the extender, with the medium, if I'm like, oh, it's a little bit too tight on like just the regular clasp, I can add the extender, kind of loosen it up there, and then as I lose weight, I can kind of move it down and then obviously take away the extender as well, just because if something is too big and you're already on the tightest setting, well then you kind of run out of options, where at least if it's like too tight, you can always add the extender. So that is how I go about with these bras personally, and a lot of people have taken my advice, especially on these bras, and it's worked out for them. So again, just something for you guys to keep in mind when deciding between, you know, your regular size or going a size down. When I do go ahead with medium, I do, you know, kind of accept that it is possible that I do get a little bit more side boob or whatever that might be. With the inline sports bra, you guys might have noticed that as well, is that with the medium, I definitely got a little bit more side boob there. However, a large just wouldn't have been supportive enough, especially with the seamless already not being that supportive as it is. So again, you kind of have to pick and choose what is more important to you and what you're going to use the sports bra for. Now let's talk about the Transcend Sports Bra. So we have seen this Transcend Sports Bra come up many times, and it is coming back in a few other colorways. For this one, I went ahead and stuck with my medium. You guys know this has become one of my favorite sports bras for a hot minute here now. The multi-stitch I'm very hit and miss with still. I definitely am not as crazy about these multi-stitch colors as I was with the ones that we saw in the Most Wanted with that blue. Same with the black, but these ones I'm like okay about. But I do personally love the Transcend bra itself when it comes to the design. I feel like it covers nicely, it supports nicely, and even just the coverage in the front and the back is like really good. Just because I'm someone who, with my bras, I want to find something that is going to cover me in the front with my girls, but also cover me in the back, since that is somewhere that I am a little bit self-conscious about. So I personally feel that the Transcend Sports Bra is perfect for both. Now let's talk about this new one, which is the High Roller Sports Bra. Everyone is going wild about it because it's a reversible one, and we've never seen a reversible sports bra before. So I do think that's awesome because, I mean, it's a 2-in-1. Who doesn't love that? However, it's definitely not the best for the bigger titty committee. I've seen girls with the smaller chest wearing them recently, and it looks so good on them. But I feel like for the bigger titty committee, it's just more of like a comfy bra under a sweater bra, at home bra, sleeping bra, but definitely not like a working out one. Number one, I always have issues a little bit with spaghetti strap bras just because it tends to kind of hurt my traps a little bit. This one, I didn't really have an issue with the straps itself. What I did have an issue with is that I noticed that with the large, it would sit really nice at first, and then as I wore it throughout the day, it kind of like would drop down. So if it had adjustable straps, I feel like I would like this a little bit more, just because then I can kind of adjust it perfectly where I would want it to kind of sit. Kind of like with another bra that we're gonna talk about in a second, it has the option to do that. So I think with the High Roller, I would have loved to see just some adjustable straps in there. However, now thinking about it, I don't know if that would have been possible plus being reversible, because you'd obviously reverse it and then the adjustability would be on the inside, and I don't know how comfortable that would be. But I do think it's really cool that they made it reversible, and then there's so many different color combinations that you can choose from. I have this one here, which is called the Groovy Green. I will say that I call that olive green, like booger. I said that in my Instagram live when I do my unboxing, and everyone is kind of stuck on it now. We're looking like a cute booger, just hashtag booger, like that's just the theme of this launch now, I think. So really excited to see who gets that color and tags me and says, cute booger. Definitely do that because I think that'd be super cute. I don't know, maybe the green will grow on me. I really want to see what it looked like because it's kind of like an army green-ish, but because it has that little bit of a yellow hue to it, I'm just like, definitely giving me booger vibes, but kind of cute. So that is my overall thoughts on the High Roller. Like I said, I did like just like working in it, some errands in it, and it just wasn't anything where I was like, I need more coverage, I need more support. It was kind of just like one of those bras that is just chill. Like it's just there. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure we all have some of those bras, or even, what are they called? Like bralettes, where it's like, you're not really looking for much from it other than to cover your nips and just chill. So that's kind of what this High Roller one is like, especially because it is made of that super soft nubia fabric. It's just comfy AF. So I've worn it definitely more times than I thought, but only because I work from home and I just want to be comfy. All right, so let's talk about the Foxy Bra, which is the one that I was just mentioning has the adjustable straps there. So immediately when all of you guys saw this one, you guys were like, okay, but we need to know, is this gonna work for the bigger titty committee? And my answer is sort of, kind of. Reason being is that when you adjust the straps accordingly on a large, it gives you that coverage here. But when I adjusted it a little too tight, it got too tight in my traps. So I was like, okay, it like stays put, it gives me the coverage, but now like my traps hurt. So that was my issue with the large, but then with the medium, it fit perfectly around the ribs, but I definitely had like top boob. Like, so never mind side boob, it's now like your top boob showing. But I get it with this design, like I feel like you're just naturally going to, and the fact that I do have implants, like I just have more upper boob fullness. So maybe for my girls who are on the natural cup side or smaller cup side, it won't be as much of an issue as it is for me. So just something to keep in mind. I mean, I'm still going to very much wear this bra for working out or even as a lifestyle piece. I think it looks so cute as a lifestyle piece. I actually paired it with the black Formula 1 leggings and it looked super cute. And then I threw on the little satin jacket. It looked really, really nice. Even when I talk about the flare leggings, like that's definitely going to be like a lifestyle look for me. And I feel like it's kind of this style because it's kind of like a halter top looking kind of thing, but it's actually more supportive because it has all the back situation going. So I do love that they added the adjustable straps because I feel like that was the only reason why I was able to kind of make it work. I think I need to just start playing, like keep playing around with like where I want the adjustability to be, where it's like, it's good enough where like, yeah, I need to adjust it a couple times, but like it's not so bad and it's also comfortable in my traps. So I'm still not sure if I like a medium or large. I think, like I said, I think there's pros and cons. Large, I get a lot of extra fabric like around the rib cage, but I get a little bit more coverage here, but I'm also adjusting it a lot to like pull it up like this, but then you just adjust it, right? And then it kind of stays in place, but it kind of doesn't. And then the medium fits really nice in the rib cage, but doesn't give me the coverage that I'm looking for. So, but it stays more in place because it's obviously a bit tighter. So again, Up to you guys as to how you want to go about it. I know that's not like a really clear answer whether you should size up or size down if you're in between. I think it just really depends. Like, are you okay with a little less coverage but having it fit properly, or are you wanting more coverage with it being a little bit looser? Again, I think it also depends if you're going to use it for workouts or if you're going to use it more of a lifestyle piece. I think if you're going to use it more as like a lifestyle piece, like it's totally fine if it's not like super supportive. So that's when like the large option would be good. But if you're definitely planning on using it as like an active wear, I think the medium option would be good in my scenario. So I guess if you're not my size, like kind of convert that for you and what that would look like. So hopefully that piece of advice helps you guys with sizing. Hopefully these clips also give you an idea of kind of what I'm trying to explain. My brother was filming and he was like, I literally don't see a difference, but I could feel a difference. So yeah, that is my overall thoughts on the Foxy Sports Bra. Love, love, love the Stardust color. I think it's so pretty, and I definitely think it's going to be one of the popular colors that do sell out first, just because it's a nice like off-white eggshell kind of thing. Putting it side by side to some of the previous like ivory, off-white kind of things, it definitely isn't kind of like the same family. I'd probably pair some of them together, but again, keep in mind that even with this, like I'm wearing the Studio 54 shorts right now, and I have the Studio 54 jacquard, but because they're different fabrics, they actually don't look spot on the exact same. So just something to keep in mind when it comes to wanting to mix and match different fabrics, that sometimes, especially if you're anal about it matching to the T, that's not gonna be the case. Next we have the Donna Crop, which for me, it definitely was more of like a bra than a crop top, just because of like how short it became on me and like the shelf bra situation. So I love the Donna Crop. I think it's a perfect lifestyle shirt, definitely not an active wear shirt for the bigger titty committee at least, just because of the other cleavage situations happening depending on the style that you wear it in. It is possible to wear it in a couple different ways, which is nice. And you'll see some pictures here, and even me wearing the red one versus the black one, you'll see me styling it a little bit differently. I just found like the fact that it was like tight, it had a shelf bra, it gave a lot of cleavage, like there was just so much to think about and kind of just be a little self-conscious about, I guess, or just be mindful about. Like you're like worried if your boobs are coming out, you're worried if the shelf bra's even over your boobs, you're noticing like the crop creeping up and like things like that. So I feel like there's just a lot for me to think about when I was like, I feel like if I just wasn't trying on as many maybe, or like as many clothes, like it wouldn't feel like that, because I guess when I'm trying things on, like I'm really assessing like, okay, how does it feel? What is it doing when I'm wearing it? What is it doing when I'm moving? So maybe it's a little bit different from my perspective, but the concept of the crop is, I like it. Like I love when tops can be worn many different ways, because then you can really get some different looks out of there. It is made of that same permafrost fabric, which they've actually updated slightly. It does have like a texture to it as well. Again, it does have a built-in shelf bra with removable cups. I honestly think I'm like low-key close to just cutting out the shelf bra, because it just wouldn't, like when it did go over my boobs completely, and this has always been an issue for me, so like this isn't anything new or due to the top, so if you guys can relate based on like previous shelf bra situations, it's just what it is for me. I find that when I do put it over my bra, it's just too low. When I don't have it over my like boobs completely, it's just sitting weird on my boobs, so then it's just like one of those things. Again, you have to like kind of pick and choose what you want to deal with more. So yeah, that is the Donna Crop. I think a lot of people are excited about it, again, because it's just something different that we haven't seen. I know some comments have been like, you know, it looks very much like Shein or like Forever 21 kind of vibes or Fashion Nova, but I will say that the material itself is like just a little bit different, where I feel like it's just a little bit more higher quality than what you would get from those websites. So just keep that in mind as well. I know that's going to be probably a huge factor for people if the Donna Crop is worth it or not. But if you guys love that permafrost material, although they have changed it slightly, it is very, very similar. So yeah, that is the new Donna Crop. And it's so funny, in my Instagram live, I called it Donda. Like very much, I guess I was in Kanye West mindset, I guess. I really don't know why I thought Donda instead of Donna. And also here is a comparison of the medium versus large for the Donna. I definitely preferred the large just because of the more coverage that I got, and because of the ties, you can obviously tighten it to feel a little bit more secure. Definitely with the medium, like it just felt shorter, which again is why I'm kind of like falling it into the bra section for me, because it just wasn't long enough to be like a top in my opinion, for me personally. And I think it's obviously because also too, like my body fat and stuff just kind of like rolls it up a little bit. So I don't know, but that's just my honest opinion on how the Donna Crop fits on a body type like my own. Another thing that I noticed is that the strings are just really, really long. I get that they're really, really long so that we can play around with all the different styles and stuff, and like you can obviously adjust the strings so that again you can kind of change the style up a bit more. I haven't discovered all the styles yet, but I do find that that was a little bit annoying of how long they are, so you kind of have to like triple knot it almost at the end if you want it to be like a little bit shorter. So again, just keep that in mind. But yeah, that is Donna Crop. Well, with that, I guess we can kind of transition into the rest of the tops and just kind of keep it all like upper body and then go to lower body kind of thing. So we will go with the Jive jersey tank. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. I've tried to like it. I have tried to look at it from a different perspective, but I just don't like it. My immediate thoughts was it looks like a gym penny. I guess not everyone knows what a gym penny is, but back in like junior high, I'm also Canadian, so we call it junior high. In gym class, literally there would be like those that were wearing the gym strip, like your gym clothes, and then those who would have to wear a penny. And this is literally exactly what it reminds me of because of the deep armholes, the mesh material, everything like that. So I guess I just can't unsee that anymore. But even just in the try-on clips, I was just like, what am I wearing? I guess the concept of it was so that it wasn't anything too tight. It was mesh, it was breathable, it was something where you can still show off your sports bra and stuff like that. Like, I get it, but it's just not for me. And the biggest difference that I found in the sizes, because I do have a medium and a large, I believe, I'll confirm on the screen, was that the large was just a little bit longer, and obviously wasn't as tight like on the chest. So either way, I really don't think you can go wrong with the sizing, just because it does have adjustable straps, which is great, and then that mesh is just super, super stretchy. So yeah, Jive tank top, just I'm not jiving with, because I don't like it. I even tried tying it and I still don't like it. And I don't know if it's the cut, I don't know, just not for me. So yeah, I feel like that's probably gonna be the least popular piece, to be very honest with you, but for those who do love it, good for you, right? Next, we have the Knotty Crop top. We haven't seen the Knotty Crop top in a hot minute, I feel like. I feel like this is one of the first kind of tops, like the whole Knotty situation was something that Buffbunny Collection really, kind of put out there from what I recollect in my mind. So really nice to see it come back. It is coming in a kind of like a longer short sleeve situation, and it's very much like a baseball tee kind of vibe. I personally have the red and white one, so it was very much baseball tee kind of vibe, but I know that the other ones, and I haven't seen many pictures just yet while I'm filming this, of like the shaggy green combo, there's a denim combo, and there's also like a black combo, so it might be a little bit more subtle of a baseball tee kind of vibe, but yeah, very much giving me that. It is so comfortable and so soft. I know like in the Sugar Rush collection, the snack pan and the confection top was made of the Nimbus fabric, but I feel like it was just slightly not the same as like the Rainforest crop, where the Rainforest crop, specifically from the Blooming collection, because I never got the Rainforest one from Sugar Rush, but I feel like this Knotty crop is like spot on to that Blooming collection Nimbus fabric, and even the one from Under the Sea, the Triton tee, like that really just soft Nimbus, and it was like a little bit more like dense almost, and it's almost like a suede, like it's just so soft. That is what this Knotty crop is like. So again, I love that for like sleeping in, hanging out in the house in, when like you just want to feel comfy, and just like airy as well. I actually got a large, but I definitely should have gone with like a medium for like a more tighter fit. But again, I'm gonna be using this top more for just like chilling, being comfy kind of thing, or maybe as like a cover up first, and then if I want to take it off to show my sports bra, that's kind of how it would go. But yeah, Knotty crop, if that is your go-to, then it is coming back, and in the Nimbus fabric, which I actually don't think we've seen it in the Nimbus fabric before. Maybe we saw it in kind of like a similar fabric before Nimbus fabric was an actual thing. Yeah, that's the Knotty crop top. Next, we have the Hottie Halter bodysuit, which I know everyone is like, okay, but like, what about the support? Are we gonna have some accidents? Can we really wear it? Things like that. So let's talk about it. You know me, I love my titty moment. When I, go out, I like to definitely wear some titty tops, and this is definitely your titty top, okay? For sure. There's no padding, so be alarmed on that. My nips were definitely visible when it comes to the, the bump of it. Not the color, but just, the texture of it, the raise of it, if you will. And so that's something to kind of keep in mind. I know a lot of the bigger titty committee is saying like no to it, but I feel like it looks the best on the bigger titty committee because of like the boobage, but I mean, it's not for everybody, of course. So, nothing some fashion tape can help you with, some double-sided tape or whatever that might be. I do think if you're into these kind of tops, you're going to like this bodysuit. Again, this is another one that you can wear in a couple different ways. In this video, I am showing kind of a couple possibilities, but definitely you could play around with it even more. The only thing is you gotta be mindful of like, will the girls stay put in this style or not? Or do I need tape? So one thing that I was noticing as I was even playing with the styles. The other problem that I do have with this one is that the bodysuit doesn't have a clasp. So if you need to go to the washroom, you're taking it all off. literally all. So that's one thing that I wish they added. I'm not sure the reasoning why there's no clasp at all, but there isn't one. I will say, just as a bodysuit as it is, like even if you wore it for like a photo shoot or something, it is a very flattering one. I'll put a picture of what it looks like without pants on. It's a thong at the back for sure. Like it's not too narrow of a thong, but it did end up being a thong when I put it on. It is also made of the Nimbus material, which I was just talking about with the Knotty Crop. So again, very comfortable and like super soft. So just like the way that like high-rise leggings cuts really nicely with where the bodysuit, like the bottom part of the bodysuit kind of cuts off, like it just lined up so nicely. So then when you saw me wearing it in these photos, like it just like the V came perfectly, the back was perfect. Like I don't know if that even makes sense, but I just feel like the ratios were perfect. So yeah, definitely a risque top, but like the name says, it's definitely a hot titty bodysuit moment, okay? So I like it. I will definitely wear it. And now I can say goodbye to the sheen tops that I've been wearing for a titty moment and wear this halter bodysuit. So that's that. Next we have the Disco Crop. So the Disco Crop also has a matching bottom to it, and it is made of the velour, which is a polyester spandex blend, whereas these from the Frozen collection are made of a polyester spandex blend as well. What is the ratio? Okay, so after doing a little bit of investigation here, I do feel like the inside is the exact same, and overall, the way that they feel on and like fit are pretty similar. I think it's just the finish is different. So like this is more of like a velvety kind of finish. This is definitely more of like a smooth velour finish. I mean, touching both, they feel literally the same. It's just visually they look different in my opinion. So now that I actually have them side by side, I very much think they're very similar. However, I do feel like the Disco Crop fits a lot better than the top that we saw with this Frozen collection. When I actually wear it to bed, and I'll literally wear it properly going to bed, tighten the straps and everything, but I'll wake up and it's just boobs out because it just kind of undid itself, the adjustability, and so I find like that is an issue. But I really like this Disco Crop because I feel like it's almost like an Aurora crop top kind of situation, just with like a different strap. I really like the back coverage on it, especially like in the photos and stuff. Like I really like the way that my backside kind of looked. So definitely a perfect like outfit to lounge around in the house. And I even took Cash for a walk in it and felt fine, and it was actually like 20 degrees that day too, and it didn't feel too hot or anything like that. So overall, just definitely a staple comfy piece if you're looking for more like comfy pieces for at home, or again like, you know, walking your dog or whatever that might be, or like maybe you just don't give a shit and you're like, I want to rep velour, whether that's going to the mall, whether that's going, you know, out with girlfriends or whatever. Like you do you know what I mean? I definitely would wear it out or what I was doing during the day, like maybe not at night, but actually it would look cute as a top going out at night with some like nice like black shorts or leggings or something like that. I don't know, but I am a fan of the Disco Crop. So if you liked the way these were from the Frozen collection, you'll definitely like the Disco Crop, even the Disco shorts as well, because there are matching shorts. If you weren't a fan, then definitely skip it. But looking at the fabric breakdown, they actually are much more similar than I think a lot of us thought, since this was kind of described as velvet and these ones are described as velour. See, with this one though, like on the contrary to the Donna Crop, I didn't mind the shelf bra that much. So it's kind of like, I think it just depends on how much is exposed in the top and like how much I'm trying to cover up, I guess. Because it kind of makes sense, like, right, with the Donna Crop, there's like a lot more clavage happening, so I'm like trying to like be a little conservative and not have too much. I mean, maybe one day I just don't give a shit and it's like, then the shelf bra's good. Whereas like with, yeah, the Disco Crop, like you're not thinking about that. So like I can comfortably wear the band from the shelf bra under and like not worry about anything kind of happening. So I think that's kind of where I stand in the built-in shelf bra situation. I just always think it's gonna be a journey with me and like a hit and miss for me, to be honest with you. And that's okay, you know? That is just okay. All right, well, I think this romper can kind of go with the top. So we have also a disco romper. I really like this, okay? I put it on after my IG live unboxing and I was like, okay, like I get it. One, I'm obsessed with rompers. That's literally all I wear in the summer, just because it's just amazing. Yes, I understand it's a little bit of a bitch to like take it off when you need to go to the washroom, but like I like it. It's cute. And this one is really cute. I think it's because it cinches at the waist. Like it's not just like a one romper. Like they broke it up a little bit because it cinches at the waist like where your shorts typically would be. It's honestly just like as if you put the Disco Crop and the shorts together, but obviously the top is like a little bit different. Just have adjustable straps, which is nice. And when I went to bed last night, I slept in it because I wanted to kind of see like what it was like to sleep in it. Very comfortable. The problem is I decided to unbutton it and loosen the straps so that I could be very comfortable. And again, girls were out by the time I woke up, so just keep that in mind. Maybe good to sleep in with your partner if you would like. Just thinking how that would not be easy access though, because it's a full-on romper, so you'd have to take it all off. But we're keeping it PG here, so we're moving on. What I will say is that I am a little bit concerned about the button. It's definitely like not sewn on there to be good to be pulling on and off all day long. So I would just be careful when you pull it off, and when you put it together, I would almost maybe like double sew it before you start wearing it a lot and washing it and stuff, because I feel like just over time it would definitely like just come apart. And I think that's the hard part with those like little small intricate like snap buttons, is that like it's kind of hard to keep them intact all the time. So I would just be cautious of that and maybe put some reinforcement on there. But I really liked the way that it looked. It didn't give me too much clavage when you button it up. Obviously, if you want a little more risque moment, you just keep it unbuttoned and you do have a little bit more of like a V happening. But yeah, I thought it was really cute. I don't know if I would wear it out. I feel like it's definitely gonna be more of a home thing or like a traveling thing, because yeah, it definitely looks like you're just kind of like chilling. Again though, something that I'm like, oh, I would only wear at home, people would be like, I don't give a shit, I'm gonna wear it outside too. Remember when it was cool to wear your pajamas to school? Kind of the same situation. If that's what you want to do, like go for it. So I'm not gonna say it's one or the other. I'm just saying what it is personally for me. One thing that I wish that both the disco shorts and the disco romper had was pockets, but it just has this like nice detailing and lining, which is obviously all good. Like it's kind of like a satin lining, I feel like. I just wish that, yeah, it would just have pockets. But another great thing is that going back to like the cinchability in the waist, it actually does have a full-on drawstring there, so you can fully adjust it and it is fully functional. If you want it even a little bit more snatched in the waist, you can do that. And I think it's nice that you can kind of adjust like how high you want the shorts or like how low you want it by just moving it around. But overall, definitely love the disco romper more than I thought I would. So again, I'm also a little biased to finding more comfy things to wear at home because I work from home. So if you're like, I'm good with the comfy clothes, then you could skip it. All right, carry on to the dresses, because again, I feel like that kind of falls into the whole tops thing. The Dazed dresses. We are seeing it in mesh as well as not mesh. The not mesh is the Elysia. It's similar to the Elysium fabric. It is a nylon spandex blend. And then for the mesh, it's actually the same mesh as the Spice jackets that we saw forever ago. It is also a very similar mesh to what we've seen from the Blooming collection in those basketball shorts, as well as the cellular skirt. So very, very stretchy mesh. I think it's a really good mesh because of how stretchy it is, how breathable it is as well. I was a little nervous about the mesh one because, again, from the Blooming collection, I found that the cellular skirt fit so much tighter than the solid colored ones, like the one that isn't of mesh, and I thought maybe it had to do with the mesh. However, when I wore the medium in the Dazed mesh dress and the medium in the Dazed dress, like no mesh, the Dazed mesh was actually a little bit stretchier than the solid one. And I even have the solid one in both the olive green as well as the black, so I thought maybe is it just because I was wearing the black at the time, but even when I put the olive one on, I was also good to go. So again, we're gonna focus a little bit on the mesh one first and then talk about the other one afterwards. But the Dazed mesh dress, honestly, I wore a medium and I felt the most comfortable in that. I feel like if I went down to a small, like I just wouldn't feel comfortable. Kind of like how I didn't feel too comfortable in the small in the other one, which again, I'll talk about in just a second. So yeah, really stretchy mesh, very comfortable. The only thing with the mesh is obviously you can see the shorts a little bit more underneath because, well, mesh has holes in them. So if that's gonna bug you, like how you can see the shorts before the dress actually ends, then you might want to opt out of the mesh. But if you're a mesh kind of girl and you want more of a like sporty look, then the mesh version of the Dazed dress might be for you. I personally, again, opt in for the medium versus a small or a large, as that is what I felt gave me the most body contouring kind of look, but also not too restricted either, especially when it comes to the built-in shorts that both versions of the dress have. It does have a similar pocket situation like it does with the skirts, where one side is more for like a tennis ball, because it's like that under, like that upside down U kind of thing with like the mesh, and then you can kind of fit something in there. And then the other side is kind of like the typical pocket that you would see where you can fit like a iPhone Max or whatever that might be. And then it has a little bit of a flap to kind of like keep it really secure in there. So that is my thoughts on the Dazed mesh dress. Now when it comes to the Dazed dress, the one that's not mesh and is that nylon spandex blend, the small I definitely felt a little bit suffocating in. I think it'll be better when I'm like a little bit smaller, but I definitely just felt like it was just tight in the traps. I literally wore it for 30 minutes for a meeting and my traps were already like, okay, you need to take this off. And then even just like putting on the shorts, like it was a little bit of a dance and a wiggle. So I can only imagine taking that on and off to go to the washroom would be a little annoying. I know for a fact that I've lost weight, so it's not like I've gained weight and that's why the small fits a little bit differently. It's very much because the small for the dress itself is just not meant for my body. Whereas the medium, it wasn't as like tight fitting. It was a little bit easier to kind of get the shorts on and it felt a lot more comfortable on my traps. However, I will say that the solid one, the Dazed Dress, the medium is harder to get the shorts on than the medium in the Dazed Mesh Dress. So again, that's kind of why I said the Dazed Mesh Dress fits a little bit looser overall, specifically when it comes to the shorts, because I think that's what the most important part is, like, how does it fit in the shorts, because it does have built-in shorts, and then same with the traps. And so I will say that the mediums in both doesn't totally like equal the same. The solid one without the mesh is definitely a little bit more body contouring fit to it. It might be because the mesh is so stretchy. I'm not really sure the mechanics behind that as to why. As my overall thoughts on the dress, this style of dress isn't like a style that I like go to a lot, just because I don't know, it just never was something that I always reached for. However, I do think it looked really cute and flattering. I think it's gonna be perfect for the summer. I think it's good for, you know, golf, tennis, those sports, if you play those in the summer as well. And if in general you just want to dress where like you're not having to worry about your like underwear showing if you were to bend over or whatever. And obviously in the hot weather, like if you're sweating and stuff, like at least you know the material that you're wearing is like breathable and sweat wicking and stuff like that. So if this style dress is for you, I would definitely opt in for it. I definitely think it's more of a flattering fit than some other summer dresses with built-in shorts are, so I definitely think they win on that. I very much feel like it's basically like a Rosa Sports Bra on the top with like the skirt, like the succulent skirt on the bottom. It's kind of like how it looks like to me, and then they kind of just put it together. I will say though, it does point out your like lower belly if you have one like me. I did notice that in photos and even just looking in the mirror, and I think naturally just those kind of dresses do that to me, and maybe that's why I opt out of those kind of dresses. But yeah, just wanted to be transparent in that it just shows it off a little bit more, and that's okay. And then when it comes to the one that's not made of mesh, you do see a little bit of the line, front seam of the shorts through the material, depending on like if it's like really flat on your stomach or not. So again, just kind of keep that in mind. The shorts in general are very comfortable. They are a little compressive, nothing too compressive where it kind of gives you that sausage effect. It was more so just getting them on over my hips was a little bit challenging, but once I had them on, like I didn't feel too constricted in my thighs at all. It was just the like going on and off where it was like, holy, like I need to like inch it down, like I can't just whip it down, you know what I mean? So just my thoughts on the Dazed Dress, and hopefully that helps you guys when it comes to sizing and choosing if you want the one with the mesh or not. Next we have the club jacket, which is so soft to the touch because it's made of satin. And I love the oversized look that I went with the ones that I have. I think it's just gonna be great for like the summer nights. So just to kind of give you that look, I know it's been kind of a trend lately of people wearing like varsity jackets with like the biker shorts. And so I definitely think it fits in that trend. Yes, it has a huge ass Buffbunny Collection logo in the back, but I do feel like it's kind of cute, and it's like a color on color kind of stitching situation. So like whatever color the satin is the color of the stitching. So I feel like it's like kind of low key, and depending on the way the light hits it, you'll like really read it, and I personally don't mind it. It's strictly only button up, so there's no zipper or anything like that. The pockets don't have any zippers or buttons either, so it's very free that way. Yeah, very, very soft to the touch, and I no doubt know that this will be a premium priced item because it is satin, so just keep that in mind. I do think it's like a super cute piece, and I think those who really appreciate satin and appreciate like a varsity jacket will definitely want to opt in for it. It's only coming in these two colors that I have here, so I personally like both. I'm a huge red fan, so I like red personally on me, but I think for something that you could use more would probably be the black and like Stardust combination, but super cute, and it's very 70s vibe for sure. Like definitely giving me Grease Lightning vibes. I honestly don't even know if Grease is from the 70s, so do not come at me if you're like wrong era, wrong years, you know? I'm just saying that's what it kind of gave me, okay? Last but certainly not least when it comes to the tops is the Permafrost Crop V2. So on the screen, I will put some notes as to why it is a V2 after asking and clarifying with the team. One of the main things that I noticed was that the percentage of the fabric was just a little bit different from the first time we saw the Permafrost, and the texture is actually a little bit different as well. The Permafrost from Frozen Collection was kind of like a crisscrossing thing, like it was kind of like a bunch of infinity signs, okay? Where this one is just kind of like lines, like it's just little lines that like just keep going through. So yeah, that's kind of what I noticed. I also didn't realize that I was wearing a medium versus a large that I got in the Permafrost. I do think that after wearing this for a longer period of time, it will still give me that like imprint of the texture, kind of like what the Permafrost one did. But because it's like, okay, maybe it's not like the infinity sign. It's more of like waves in it, kind of like fish scales kind of from the first one. And then again, the second one's more of like lines, not to confuse you guys, but I know I have a medium in the Permafrost. I just can't find it at the moment because I'm currently just trying to figure out all my activewear situation. But I do find, like, even just comparing the two, that the large was a little bit looser, which was nice, and it was also a little bit longer, where the medium was a little bit more fitted. So I would go with the same size that you went with in the other Permafrost top if you guys had that. I usually am either a medium or a large in sweaters depending on how tight they are, because this is a very fitted fit. If you are in between, I would size up. Just know that it would be a little bit longer. I think the biggest area that I find that it just loosens up a little bit is in my arms and like shoulders here. So if you know like that's somewhere that maybe you carry more body fat in, or like you really want to feel comfortable there, then I would go with the size up versus your usual size that you would go to for tops. Because when it comes to tank tops, I'm always going with medium, but again, when it comes to sweaters, it really depends on the look I'm going for, as well as the kind of fit that the sweater has in general. But I think this is a perfect length for our short torsos. Whenever I pair these with like high-waisted leggings, and honestly, I just love the look of like where it hits the waistline of my leggings, and that's not like a full length, but it's also not like a crop. I'm a big fan of the Permafrost sweaters, and I think they're great for layering. I think they're great for like, you know, windy days, but it's like not too cold, not too hot. And it's also very like light. So if it was getting hot and you're like maybe out for a walk or something, you could easily take it off and tie it around your waist and not feel like it's such a heavy thing to be having around your waist either. So I do feel like everyone is really excited for the Permafrost. So I feel like those will sell out pretty quickly, especially because it is available in some neutral tones, such as the Brady Brown that I was trying mine on in, as well as the Stardust, and of course, Onyx Black as well. So that is everything when it comes to the tops / dresses and rompers. Let's dive right into the leggings. So one thing I will say is I'm really glad that not as many leggings gave me a camel toe than I have seen previously in some of the recent collections, so big ups to that. I'm a huge fan of trying on my lower body activewear with no underwear on. I know that might be TMI, but I personally don't wear underwear with my activewear for the most part, unless the camel toe is really bad. If it is bad, then I go ahead and opt in for these Knix underwears, just because it has that little bit of extra padding there, so it kind of acts as like the panty liner trick that some people use. That doesn't work for me. It also acts as kind of like the camel toe hack that I've shared before with like the boob pad thing, but instead of DIYing it, it's literally all in an underwear already. So highly recommend the Knix underwear if you guys are looking for like a camel toe proof thong. They also have a lot of different style underwears as well. Not sponsored at all. I just found them when they actually commented on my camel toe hack, and ever since they've been my go-to underwear for the leggings where like it's just bad. It always saves me and I'm always good to go. So anyways, just have to make that comment that I feel that it was a lot better this time, and I feel like because I do try it on without underwear, it kind of gives you guys a good idea of if it does give you one or not. So then if you do wear underwear, like you're pretty much safe as long as you know, have the right underwear. I know some seamless ones are literally like useless because they're like such a thin material. So I think as long if you do have your go-to underwear that you know saves you from camel toe, or maybe you're fine with freeing the camel toe. To each their own. But yeah, anyways, I just kind of want to make that disclaimer there. So we will start with the inline seamless leggings. So this is where the sizing is definitely different for these ones versus the last ones that we saw. Let me tell you, these leggings give me that very much like BBL status on my waist. Like it's pretty crazy. When I first put them on, I was like, oh, okay, giving me curves that I definitely don't have. It was great. However, it is fairly tight. The good thing is that it actually doesn't move or roll a lot. I worked out in them. I even did a leg day, and I was barely having to adjust them, which was awesome. So if you're definitely looking for a legging that's going to stay in place, that waistband is staying in place. With that being said, I do have a small, but even honestly, just getting it over my calf, I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to keep going because I just don't want to ruin them. So I'm definitely a medium for this seamless collection specifically, whereas for the other one, I was fine with a small. So it is a little bit of a different fabric because that other one was made of that recycled material, where this one is not. It is made of a nylon polyester spandex blend, but not of the Reprieve recycled fabric like we saw for the previous seamless pieces. They say light to medium compression, and I do agree with that to a certain extent, where it's just the waistband is like high compression, but throughout the legs, okay, yeah, maybe we can say light to medium, but like I said, I couldn't confidently put the smalls on without worrying that I would bust something. So for me, medium was definitely the size to go. So I'm personally recommending to size up from whatever you previously got in the seamless or from your usual, like 8 out of 10, I'm usually a small in leggings, especially if it's like a really stretchy fabric or whatever that might be. It's usually only for like the Elysium fabrics or like the really high compression fabrics where I go for a medium sometimes. Yeah, for these ones, I definitely would say medium was my go-to. Another thing is that it definitely, again, accentuates the lower belly just a little bit. So there's no control there, but she does snatch you very much. And I guess maybe depending on like your torso length and stuff like that, you wouldn't get that lower belly pooch like I do in some of these bottoms and like dresses. But for me personally, it definitely was like there. But like I said, I have never seen my body look so like hourglass-like other than what these leggings did for me. So thank you, Buffbunny Collection, for giving me curves that I definitely don't have. I also love the side cutouts. Definitely giving me like Queen Bee vibes. I know we just saw it in the laser leggings as well. I just love that extra risque kind of look. Like, I think it looks cute. But you do have to be careful. Like whenever I'd pull up my leggings after like using the washroom, I would catch my nails literally going through the holes and I'm like, holy shit, don't do that. So you just have to be a little bit careful in that sense. And some people did ask if the socks cover the stripes on these leggings, and unfortunately they do. You can scrunch it down a little bit, but then you can't really like read what the sock says, so I think it depends on how you want to style it. I am going to insert a clip here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, I definitely will be wearing the inline seamless leggings more, but medium is my size if I have not made that clear enough for you guys. Maybe I will reattempt the small eventually, but for right now, I'm not trying to bust a hole or make them run. I feel like also with seamless like material, you have to be a little bit more cautious of that because you can most definitely tear a run in it like you would with nylons. It's just, I feel like it's more prone. And then I just feel like if you just stretch the like around the little bum divider material enough, you could definitely bust a hole. So just be mindful when you're choosing what size to go with. Next, we have the Rebel legging. Again, we have seen her come back a few times now. It definitely got its moment the most when we saw it in the leopard print, but now we're seeing it in the checkered. And I honestly think it's a little fun twist if you want like, again, just an accent to your regular, you know, leather leggings or black leggings. So if you guys are looking for something just kind of zhuzh up your black leggings, I would go with the checkered. And again, in these photos, I am wearing it with the Donna Crop, the Foxy Bra, as well as the, what was the other top? Oh, the bodysuit. And it looked really, really nice, especially if you're wearing like a plain top, like there's no texture or anything like that. It definitely pairs really, really well. Gives that nice booty contouring accentuation in the back as well. And it fit the exact same as all previous Rebel leggings did on me. So I would go with your same size that you like in those that we've recently seen in Rebel leggings. Just know that she is pretty tight, just like the other Rebel leggings are. And I think that's something that I've just like accepted, is that the Elysium fabric is just a little bit tighter. I mean, you definitely see it even when I was trying on the Donna Crop, that like my rolls be coming out a little bit more because everything is just tight. So just again, keep it in mind that it's definitely a medium to high compression legging. If that is your vibe, go for it. It is very high-waisted, I will say that. That's how all Rebel leggings have been on me. So just whatever you take into account from previous leggings, Rebel leggings will be the same for these ones. All right, now for the Flower Power leggings. These ones are really cool because they did something that we have not seen before. But when I say they're heavy, they are heavy. Like, I should weigh these and see how much they weigh, because it's not like all the other jacquards we've seen in terms of weight and what they did on the back side. So what they did here is they actually double lined it along the butt. So if you look inside, it's almost like you have like padding for your butt, like that's the back. And then obviously the front doesn't have it. Like the front is single lined like that, where the back again is double lined here. You can see it right there. Even in the yellow, I was showing you guys like how you can see the tag through the yellow, but then with the like bum area, you could not. This design overall really gives me and throws me back to the Luna legging vibes with the whole, you know, just kind of like shaped like this, and then with the side pockets and then the top seam here. Like, it's definitely very identical to the Luna leggings that we've seen from the very beginning of Buffbunny Collection. I don't know how long you guys have been around for that, but I said this in my live and it's just crazy that it's just giving me those vibes a lot, because it does have pockets on the side. Again, that like back design is just literally identical. The only difference that I can even think of right now is that there's just no front seam on these, because even like the way that this kind of is so high rise and like has the stitching, it's like identical. So anyways, these leggings, I don't know, I feel like it didn't do a whole lot for me when it came to like my butt or anything like that. Like, it almost kind of looked weird on my butt, and I even hiked them up a little bit higher. I just feel like this part here sits like on my butt almost, like the top of my butt. I don't know how to describe it, but I just feel like it didn't really complement the booty all that much. I also feel like it's just a lot to wear the matching leggings and the matching bra, in a sense that I feel like I'm a tablecloth. That's why I'm saying that this flower jacquard is very hit and miss for me. It's like borderline, like I'm cool with it, borderline, like it's too much. I'm sure I'll come around to it and I will very much still wear the matching set for sure. They are very high-waisted where like it literally looked like I was wearing like a one piece. Just keep that in mind if you are a shorter torso girl like myself. Overall, like I said, very thick and like great material. This jacquard is definitely very stretchy. I know in the past some jacquards have been very restricting, specifically referring to the Mad Scientist. We saw a lot of jacquard pieces come out there and it was the nucleus one, I believe, that was the most stretchy, where the other ones were just like not it. So this one is a very stretchy one for sure. So I'd say if you are in between, I would size down just because of how much stretch there is to it. So yeah, really cool jacquard design and concept overall, and I think that's something to always appreciate in these launches, that even if it's not for you or it's like not your all-time favorite, you do have to commend like how cool it is that they did like a jacquard situation with like all these flowers and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're into this floral jacquard, then I definitely think these will be for you. And if you love kind of like like I said, the Luna leggings, the Rosa pocket leggings kind of design, then these are very similar to that when it comes to the pockets and like where all the seams are and everything like that. But yeah, keep in mind they are pretty heavy. So that is the Flower Power leggings. They're calling this lining the squat proof lining because it makes sense, especially with a lot of them being lighter colors like the tuxedo blue, the bubblegum, the Farah yellow that I have, as well as the Studio 54. Like if that lining wasn't there, it would very much not be squat proof. So I like that they kind of came up with a solution with like, how do we come out with these lighter colors and this fabric, but also make it squat proof? So love that, because in the previous jacquard that we saw in the Mad Scientist, it had like the black on it, right? Where this one is like tone on tone, so you very much do need some sort of extra lining. I want to say, yeah, even the bra like has, I mean the bra always have like double lining because it needs an insert for the cups. But yeah, so that is everything Flower Power. Let's talk about the Loch Ness leggings. So honestly, I don't know if they changed things or anything, but I did notice that with the Loch Ness leggings this time around, I didn't get a camel toe, whereas the one from the Most Wanted, the blue, I did get camel toe with those leggings, and so I had to wear my Knix underwear with those. Where with these ones, I was actually all good without them, so that was a plus. Sizing wise, I still went ahead with my usual small. Same overall like stretchiness, feel, everything like that. It did not go to energy fabric. Loch Ness leggings were made of their nylon lycra blend, and again, for whatever reason, these ones I found that I did not get a camel toe were with the ones in the I keep wanting to say Most Collected. Most Wanted collection did give me that, and so not really sure what happened there. I'm not super crazy about the multi-stitch this time around. I think I just got really excited because Loch Ness leggings, wave shorts, Transcend bra, like I've been really vibing with that recently. But having it on, I'm like, okay, I don't mind the navy. It looks really good like in film and stuff like that. But I don't know, I guess it's maybe just something about this whole Olivia olive that's just giving me, like I said, booger vibes that I'm just not in love. I do like the color on me with my skin tone, with my hair and everything like that. They do all have different kind of stitching. So the olive one has the pink and the lime green, and so it's really easy to mix and match that with like the solid color bras that you could get, like this Geo Sports Bra, for example, and you can easily mix and match. And then the Midnight Navy has the lime green and the white, and then it looks like the Journey Dark Brown has the, like, I think it's like a pink and then white, I want to say is what it is. Unless that's red, I'm not sure looking up close to it, but I will see if I can get some more closer up pictures. But I think the purpose of doing those stitchings is obviously so it's complementary to the solid color bras that are available within this collection. So yeah, not as crazy about the multi-stitch as I was for like the blue, but I still think that it does look nice. Like it does flatter you the way that the stitching is. So again, I fully converted to loving and appreciating the multi-stitch design, but I just wasn't crazy as much for these colorways. The other legging that I have is the Foxy Flare leggings. So I wasn't sure about these, to be honest, just because I haven't worn flare leggings in like so long. Like I still have my Lululemon ones from like way back then, like when they were like an actual style that didn't just come back. Like everyone did usually choose the groove pant, I think it was called, and I still have those. So I was like, I wonder how I'll like these. I had a feeling I would like them because they're basically my favorite legging, which is the Legacy legging, just with a flare at the bottom. As I predicted, I thought that they would probably be a little bit too long for me. They definitely are. I will have to get them hemmed, and I love them. They are very high rise, I will say that. Like I noticed like even with the Foxy bra, it's like not a really long bra, but literally like they met together to like kind of scrunch my bra up a little bit, just so that there was a little bit of a divide there. I think the only thing that's a little bit weird to some maybe, it wasn't as weird for me like once I had them on. Like obviously when I look down like on this perspective, I'm like holy shit, they're so tight throughout my like my quad and my calf, and then they just have a little bit of a flare. But in pictures, like they look really cute, and like I said, I think this is like the perfect in style lifestyle outfit. I mean, how many girls have you seen wearing a flare jeans or flare leggings with like a halter top or like crop top? Like this Foxy set is going to literally blow up. I feel it in my bones with like, you know, those Nike dunks that everyone's wearing, or some nice kicks or whatever that might be, or even like platform sandals. Like it is going to be a vibe with like, just imagine it with like the bun where like everyone clips it up, like the clean girl aesthetic that's kind of going around. Like I can already envision it, and I literally need to make that a TikTok ASAP. But I think it's going to be such a cute lifestyle piece. Would I work out in the flare leggings? Probably not. But let me tell you, this Stardust with the pieces is so pretty. Definitely not like the most squat proof. You could see a little bit of my booty crack for sure when I was doing like the squat test. So I'm actually impressed that with going commando in them, you don't see a lot. Obviously once you bend over, it's a little bit different story. Again, I wouldn't wear it for like a lower body day or anything like that. That color specifically when it comes to like anything in general. But I'm pretty impressed with like just how decent of like thickness it is, I guess you could say, or like non-sheerness it is, considering how light of a color it is. And yeah, I will definitely be wearing that as a lifestyle set personally, and be getting them hemmed. But I think my taller ladies, you guys might appreciate the length on these. They are 31-inch inseam, so they're fairly long, which makes sense that even on my tippy toes, it's like still scratching the floor. So yeah, taller ladies, this one is definitely for you. But it makes kind of sense, because it's like, if they were too short, like that would look kind of dumb to have a flare. So I think they purposely made them longer so that the taller girls wouldn't have to worry about it, and then us shorter girls just go ahead and get them hemmed. And that's why there's like a little bit more allowance to get them hemmed to fit your height. Is kind of my thought process. I mean, I'm not the design team, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So tell me, are you guys team flare leggings, or are we just still not feeling it? I feel like a lot of people were like, okay, I think I could fuck with that after seeing a photo. Like I think, you know, once you see it on different bodies, you're like, okay, you're kind of growing on me. So I don't know, I feel like they're gonna do well. As much as everyone's kind of like, no, don't bring the flare leggings back, they're kind of cute. And like I said, maybe not for working out personally for me, but definitely for like a lifestyle piece. For the other leggings launching in this collection is the Rosa pocket legging, as well as the regular Rosa leggings. So if you guys love those, then you guys will definitely be happy to see that they're coming in literally so many different colors, including the patterns. If you guys are wanting to grab those, you definitely can. From my understanding, they are the exact same as they normally are. Go ahead with your regular newbie fabric sizing. I do find that, and I don't know if it's the same case for the leggings, but for the Rosa shorts, they do fit a little bit looser than the Legacy shorts do, even though they're the same newbie fabric. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's what I noticed, which I'll talk about in the Rosa shorts in a second. But overall, they should fit fairly similarly. Like I said, I'm team Legacy all the way. I used to be team Rosa, but now I'm team Legacy. But I do get a small in both. Like there's no way in hell I would ever get an extra small in Rosa leggings, but I'm just letting you know that some people have noticed a little bit of a difference there. So literally whatever size you would typically get in the Rosa leggings in general, or even the Rosa pocket leggings, that is the size that I would get for these ones if you're shopping these colors and fabric, or not fabrics, patterns. So next up is the shorts. So when it comes to the Legacy shorts, I found that they fit the same, and I don't know if just like as of recently they've come like a little bit shorter. I noticed this first in the Legacy, or not in the Legacy, not the Candy Crush, the Sugar Rush shorts. I found that they were just a little bit shorter on my torso, but then when I tried on like my older ones, like my bossy ones, like they technically lined up perfectly well. So I don't know if it's just a me thing or what it is, but I'm just finding that the Legacy shorts aren't coming up as high on me, which I know sounds kind of weird. Again, that could very much just be a me thing. So it does fit very similar to how the Sugar Rush ones fit, and I would still get the same size as I always would, which is a small in the Legacy shorts. But yeah, also has no changes, and again, kind of surprised that there was no, I'm not actually surprised, because a lot of the Legacy bottoms in general don't really give me much camel toe. I'm usually good with them, so yeah, Legacy shorts are the same as always. Now, the Rosa shorts, on the other hand, I decided to get a medium just to kind of see, just because I haven't had Rosa shorts in a hot minute. I don't even know the last time we saw the Rosa shorts, but I just feel like I haven't had any in a while. I feel like I always just go for the Legacy ones. But the Rosa shorts, you could definitely tell were too big on me as a medium. Usually with the Legacy mediums, like it's okay. Yeah, I get a little extra fabric as well, but I don't feel like they're as big. Like they're definitely for more of my like, I'm not feeling very snatch days like my medium legacies. But these Rosa ones just seemed a little bit looser. And I was talking to my Discord Gabfam and they were kind of saying the same thing, that they find that the legacy ones fit just a little bit more snug where the Rosa ones don't. And I don't know if that's due to the back seam detail that the legacy have or what it is, because again, they're both the same Newbury fabric, but I'm wearing the mediums right now, the Rosa shorts. And even in the videos, you guys will see, like you can see how much extra fabric I have around the crotch, how long they actually came too. For being 4-inch shorts, the mediums came much longer than the smalls, so big difference in like length too when you size up, I guess. So again, for me, I would just opt in for the small Rosa shorts, which it's kind of weird because there was a time there for a little bit where like in shorts I would always get a medium. And now I'm pretty consistent in getting smalls and shorts as well, just like I do for my leggings. And for those who are new or this is your first time watching, I am someone who kind of fluctuates between a small in leggings and a medium, again, depending on the fabric and the fit, where again, like I said, usually I would be going up to a medium for my shorts, where recently I've been going small and I've been okay. And like I said, I have a couple mediums on hand for those days where I'm not feeling like having some tight shorts going on, especially if they're already the 4-inch inseam. I want a little bit more extra fabric just to make me feel a little bit more comfortable. That's kind of when I have my mediums on hand. But in general, I would say go ahead with your usual sizing when it comes to either legacy leggings or Rosa leggings, whatever you would typically get, or even whatever you would typically get in like Newbury fabric shorts that you have previously. Next up, we have the wave shorts. I'm wearing a medium in this navy set. And with the other wave shorts I have, again, I have medium and I have small. I find that the small just makes them a bit shorter, and then the mediums just give it a little bit more length so that you don't feel like your booty cheeks are gonna fall out. And I guess the difference between a small and a medium for like the wave short isn't as drastic as a difference between a small and a medium in like a Rosa short, where, you know, like I was just talking about with the Rosa shorts, I feel like they looked very long, had a lot of extra fabric, where with these wave shorts, I don't feel that way when I compare a small and a medium. I feel like it's just like, I don't really want to be that short and that tight. You know, like I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of just how I can compare the difference when it comes to smalls and mediums in various different pieces. I think also because the wave short is made of that nylon lycra, it just feels a little bit more tighter than the Newbury. So that's why in the small, like you can really tell like they're short, they're tight. Or when you go to the medium, you'd feel like, okay, I'm good. I'm a little bit more safe, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing, but that's personally just what I noticed, is that I'm not complaining as much about the medium wave shorts as I do about the medium Rosa shorts or medium legacy shorts. Last two bottoms are the Rosa pocket bike short that are a 10-inch inseam. Great for my longer girls, like my longer, taller girls. But for us shorties, I feel like it looks a little weird, to be very honest with you. I'm very much gonna get them hemmed because they literally come right above my knee. It's almost like I'm trying to wear capris, but I'm also trying to wear leggings. So I'm like not sure how I really feel about them. I don't know. And it sucks because I really like this piece thing, the matching Geo Sports Bra and then the matching shorts, but like, I don't know, these biker shorts, because they're just so damn long, I'm like, and I definitely don't think you could just roll them up because I feel like the seam at the bottom would just be way too tight. Right, they have a seam. Let me confirm. Yeah, so they do have a seam like at the bottom, and so, I don't know, I'll play around with it, but I feel like even then, like even if you shorten it by an inch, like the 9-inch inseam's long, I feel like we've never seen a 10-inch inseam. I feel like if we did, it would be, I'm literally staring at them right now, would be those blooming basketball shorts that were like a 10-inch inseam. And I remember with those, I was like, what the fuck? This looks weird on me. So I think it's the same case with these Rosa pocket biker shorts, is that they're good for the longer legs and the taller ladies, but for us shorties, I don't know if I'm feeling that. I don't know, maybe I gotta play around with it with like maybe a shorter bra, but like because I put it with the Geo bra and the shorts, like it just looked like I was wearing basically like a dive suit, just like in a cute pink. I don't know. So anyways, I mean, it looks good on the model in this photo, so maybe you just have to be more than 5'1" and 3/4 and you'll be all good to go. Very interesting to see that they came out with a 10-inch inseam short, but maybe that's because they are listening, you know? I know a lot of people say, we want to see longer shorts, but I think a lot of us were like, oh, okay, but I wasn't saying like a 10-inch one. So, I don't know, to each their own. How do you feel about the 10-inch? I don't know, I just feel like it's just long. Last but not least, we have the disco short. Again, I love these paired with the disco crop. I love the length on them. I love the little scoop that we've got going on. The only wish that I have is that there was pockets. Elsewise, they fit very similar to the frozen ones in my opinion. Just such a super stretchy and like comfortable material. And yeah, like I said earlier, I would definitely wear this like out and about as much as I would wear it at home as well. So not much more to say about the disco short. I did go ahead with a medium just because I did want them to be a little bit more loose because I know I'm primarily going to be wearing them at home, so I want them to be kind of comfy and not feeling too restricted or anything like that. But I would say it just kind of depends if you want them to be a little bit more fitted around the booty cheeks or if you want them to be like a little bit more chill. So either way, a fan of the comfy sets. These also have a functional drawstring just like we saw in the romper. All right, finally we are on to accessories. So I have the Game Changer belt bag literally on the way right now. So I will insert a clip of editing Gabs talking about the belt bag because right now I can't say very much. So insert editing Gabs here, all about the Game Changer belt bag. Editing Gabs here, and I realized I did not film my Game Changer belt bag clip. And overall, to be very honest, I'm like whatever about it. I love the color and I love the size. I think it's a great size. However, I don't feel like there's anything amazing about the belt bag. There's like not any compartments inside. There's not like an outside zipper or anything like that. So because it does have the name like Game Changing Belt Bag or Game Changer Belt Bag, I don't see what's very game changing about it, unfortunately. And you guys know I love the Game Changer line. I think everything is so great. But the belt bag I'm just a little bit disappointed in because I just don't feel like there's anything that amazing about it. Other than, like I said, the unique colors and like obviously I love the gold buckle and things like that. But other than that, like, what's that word? Not utility wise, but like, I don't know the word to save my life. But like functionality wise, I just feel like we could have done better. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on the Game Changer belt bag. Next we have crew socks coming as well. It comes in a 3-pack and they say peace, love, and then the Buffbunny logo, obviously interchanging with some of the theme colors as well. So if you guys are into crew socks and you guys like the color theme and you have a lot of things that you can kind of pair that with and you like the lettering, then you guys can definitely opt in for the 3-pack socks. It is coming in either extra small and small or medium and large. I have the extra small and small, so, and I'm a size like 7.5 ladies. So I'd say maybe if you're like a 9 and up, you might want to be going for the medium large size. They are also 100% cotton. I mean, nothing crazy about the crew socks to be honest, but they're cute. And I mean, who doesn't love crew socks, especially these days? Everyone's wearing tube socks, high socks. Like I literally bought a 20-pack at Walmart. Now I will say they're definitely a lot better quality than the Walmart ones because those ones are like really thin. I think these are like, you know, good quality. I wouldn't say they're like the Nike ones, like, you know, like kind of like the basketball ones. Like they're not that level, but they're also not Walmart level, you know? And I kind of like the fact that they come in a 3-pack. I think that's really cool. And then lastly, we have these scrunchies. Not much to say about them because we've seen them come back over and over and over again in every single launch. I'm actually really surprised that they didn't include headbands in this because I feel like that's 70s. But again, I don't know a lot about the 70s, so I could totally be talking out of my ass. But I feel like groovy. Like I literally thought of Austin Powers when I saw this collection. I don't know who anyone else did. Like literally cue Austin Powers voice just came out of everywhere. Just thinking of the fembots and like the outfits and the like little neck thing that he wears. Like literally, I just thought Austin Powers. But anyways, yeah, I'm really surprised that there was no headbands. And again, that is the only pieces that I got the prints in. So here it is, so you guys can see kind of what the fabric looks like up close and in real life. But I always love to get the scrunchies just as an accessory and to use in your hair because, you know, that's what they're meant for. Yeah, if you guys want some matching scrunchies, you guys can go ahead and do that for this launch as well. All right, everybody, that is everything for that 70s collection by Buffbunny Collection that is launching on July 2nd at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. If this collection is for you, be ready. I have some tips in my PDF as well as here on the screen as to how you can secure your goods since Buffbunny Collection is a launch-based company. Over time, they have definitely gotten better at not selling out so quickly, but depending on how hot and in demand the items are, things do sell out pretty quick, especially with popular colors and sizes and stuff like that. So just be ready on launch time. I always say have the link kind of loaded and just hit refresh. I would honestly refresh like 1 to 2 minutes before lunchtime because sometimes they do make it go early, so just be on the lookout for that. If for whatever reason your guys' stuff sells out before you have the chance to grab them, be sure to sign up for restock notifications just because A, there's always returns and exchanges. B, I don't know how many athletes talk openly about this, but the athletes in like the PR boxes, that is a separate stock from what goes on the website. So basically after all the PR boxes and stuff are sent out, that inventory then gets added to the website. So there is a chance that it does come up for you guys. So I would just make sure to have those notifications on so you guys don't miss out on potentially getting your size or color that you guys unfortunately missed out on the first time when they went live. That way you get a notification straight to your inbox instead of waiting for Instagram to post or for, you know, to be browsing on the website or whatever it might be. So definitely look out for that. Again, if you guys do want to support me directly, if this video helped you, the PDF, I helped you on Instagram, whatever that might be, you guys can always use the code Gabs at checkout to support your girl. Also, speaking of Instagram, if you guys have any other questions at all, like please don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram. It might take me a million years, but please, like, just keep bumping me, like, hey, like, get your message to the top, just because my DMs have been the worst as of recently. I know to be more on it, especially during launches, but then after that, like, they're kind of a shit show. So I always try to dedicate time in the week of to just be more on top of it. So for whatever reason, it's been a couple of days, like, don't be afraid to literally send me another message so that your message comes to the top. Another good way to make sure that I see your message or your question is when I do post a question box, usually at the beginning of launch week. Ask your question there, and then I can either post about it on my stories if I feel like it's a question that everyone kind of has, or I can even reply to you via a private DM as well. But that way it for sure gets in front of me instead of potentially going to my request box or my other box or my like other inbox or whatever. Especially if you haven't messaged me before, it'll definitely go to requested, and I don't check those first. I check like my general and my like other inbox. So guaranteed way that I will see your question is a question box is what I'm saying. So don't hesitate, please. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you guys. You guys can also ask questions down in the comments, but I don't check YouTube as often, to be very honest with you. I'm more on it on Instagram and my Discord family, which speaking of which, if you guys want to join my Discord community, you guys can do so for free through the description box down below or through the free PDF, which also you should be downloading, again, through the description box as well, as that's kind of where I kind of like answer questions first, because you guys are my exclusive Discord fam. You guys also get to watch my YouTube video first. You guys get my PDF first. You guys are just first over at Discord. A lot of the girls have been enjoying that community, so would love to have you there if you guys are down for it. So yeah, that's another way to kind of have access to me. But yeah, overall, I hope this video, the PDF, my Instagram stories, everything, I hope it helps you in making a confident decision in whatever you might want to buy from this collection. And again, if you're not going to, that is totally all good. And I am going to address this one more time here in this YouTube video. I did address it in my Instagram live, and I also made a post about it in this Facebook group that a lot of people are a part of. And I understand the frustration that some customers do have when it comes to customer service, shipping, you know, just all those things when it comes to operations and just departments that are so far from athletes and affiliates. And I only address this because myself and other athletes and affiliates do get DMs sometimes of people asking if, you know, we can pass certain messages along or if we have a special connection to someone and stuff like that. And as much as I would love to be more a part of that process, especially with, you know, how involved I am with my business and my clients' you know, back end of things, I am just a sponsored athlete. Yes, I'm friends with Hottie. Yes, I'm friends with a lot of the employees of the headquarters, but it doesn't mean that I get like priority in my say or anything like that. But please know that I do see the concerns that people have. I do see you know, how this impacts your overall experience in shopping with a brand that I stand by for the last almost 4 years and love so much, like wholeheartedly. So I get it, and please know that I do voice my opinion where it's appropriate and to who it is appropriate for me to voice it to. So I see you, I hear you, and I'm doing everything that I possibly can respectfully to get your guys' voice heard accordingly. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there because, again, I feel that sometimes people think that just because we are friends with Heidi and some of the team that, you know, we can just kind of say, here's this, we need to fix it right now. Because I also understand from like a business perspective, it's so much more than that too. Like, it's not like you can just flip the switch and like change things. Like there's big teams, there's like leaders of the teams, and there's like so many systems and operations that like things need to like kind of go by in order to get fixed sometimes. And it's tough, right? And I mean, there's also could be things going on the back end when it comes to staff and like tech and whatever that might be. And so I think there's just so much. And like, I just want you guys to know, like, I understand where you're coming from as a customer. And I also understand where they're coming from as a company who is technically still on the smaller scale of things. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to address that because I don't want to just continue to talk about collections and, you know, obviously sometimes convince you guys stuff to get stuff, and when there's still very much some issues kind of going around. So basically what I'm saying is I wish I had a better answer for you guys. I know that they're doing the absolute best that they can, and I am your guys' voice where it is fitting and as much as I possibly can be. So that is my rant for you guys on that subject. I hope you guys do obviously still continue to love and support the brand if, you know, you're at that place genuinely. If not, I understand as well. I still stand behind the brand. I still love the brand. And again, I get it from so many different perspectives. So I'm kind of just in like a middleman seat. But yeah, again, I hope that in general, you guys are excited about this launch or want to pass up on this launch or whatever it might be. But I just hope that at the end of the day, I helped you. That's all I care about, is helping you and helping as much of your experience as possible to be the best as possible. And, you know, obviously whatever happens after that is kind of out of my hands. But again, I understand that it impacts the whole experience of shopping with the brand. So with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you all so, so much. Don't forget that if you guys do choose to support me by using my code, to send me a DM and let me know so I can personally thank you and include you in our Gabfam boomerang that we do every single launch. I just always love to see what you guys get, talk about it, and just again, thank you guys for putting in that time and effort to even put my code in when you absolutely don't have to, and especially when it does nothing for you, literally, but it takes an extra couple seconds. That could have caused you to miss a certain piece in your cart. I don't know. So anyways, I just want to make sure that I say thank you, because at the end of the day, without your guys' support, without your guys' love, I would not have all these pieces ahead of time to review and give you guys my opinions, try it on for you, all that stuff. None of it is possible without you. So I always want to make sure that I show gratitude where I can. Yeah, with that being said, happy shopping of that 70s collection. Can't wait to see what you guys get. And as always, I will see you guys at the next one. Bye!